Alright, hello everybody. We are going to continue our training series here. We're going to shift gears away from doing RFMS and measure type of things, and we're going to go to something a little more basic. We're going to talk about the floor covering worksheet. Actually, we're going to go over how to fill one of these out and how to get it prepared to go. Or we're going to talk about how to fill it out as a measure person, and then how to get it from the measure person to the controller so that it can be put into RFMS readily. Some of the things that we do when we do pricing, we price things a certain way, but in RFMS it gets taken up a different way. So we're going to work on, I'm going to show you what I mean by that, but there's some work that usually needs to be done after we talk to the customer. So I've got my OneDrive here taken up for you guys, as you can see, and we're going to actually we're going to fill one out here based off of a drawing. I've already got the drawing pulled up here. So this is Laura Dirks' measure, as you can see, and we're going to we're just going to fill out the floor covering worksheet as I would for the customer, so when I'm trying to present an actual price to them. Okay, so Laura here, she picked out, or she wants her main area and her bedroom done in carpet. So we are going to, so what we're going to do is, this first thing, we need to get a quantity of the carpet. So we'll pull up our drawing, and drawing looks pretty good here. So we're at 49 feet 0 inches. So we'll do some math. Let me pull up my calculator. And 49 feet 0 inches is going to be 588 square feet. So we'll now go to our floor covering worksheet and we'll fill this out for 588 square feet. Now on the floor covering worksheet, first thing we need to do is I put in the quantity here, obviously, so you guys can see that. But then up at the top here, this is all information that needs to be filled out. So the salesperson is actually the person who met with them in the store. So here at Mounds View, a lot of times that could be Kathy or Samantha. So I will put in Kathy. And then we'll say I did the measure, because I did do the measure on this one. And we need to put in our store number. This is important so that the controller, when they get there, knows what store number to put it under. This should say 1 through 5, somewhere in there, depending on yours. Ours, of course, being 1, things like that. You guys know what your store number is. So customer name here was Laura Dirks, and her phone number, and then we put her phone number in this block, street address in this block, city, state, and zip. And this is like your normal one that you always fill out. Now, if the ship to is different, then you can fill this out. You know, sometimes people buy carpet for other people. Sometimes they live one place and they're doing a lake home or something like that. So they may have a different sold to address than a ship to address. If it's the same, just type in same here. And then put in email addresses. We all know how important these are. So we would want to put in an email address here. Make sure you fill that out. Okay, so now we're going to go down to products. This is kind of the meat and potatoes of the whole thing. These things up here are self-explanatory. You should be filling this out completely. I provide these blocks to be filled out. If you're not filling it out completely, you're not filling out the form properly. That's starting to get to be a big thing across the board, is people not completing forms. You must complete the form. Okay, it is there for a reason. Okay, so now this lower part here, floor covering worksheet. So like I said, in those areas that we're talking about, the large area and the bedroom, we are going to be doing carpet. Let's see if I actually put a product name in here. I did in the measure here. I've got Mystical Morning. I misspelled that. And then Mushroom Cap is the color. So in this floor covering worksheet, we're going to put in Mystical Morning, and then I either do it this way with the quotations, or I might do a dash. Just depends on your personal preference. I don't really have a specific way that I want that done, so either one works. And then now what I've been doing is here in the products, I've also been listing the size. And the reason I've been doing that is because we have, you know, some of our controllers, they don't know the size and the quantities and things like that. And sometimes I make a mistake. I might have priced this as a 12 by, and the product itself was a 13.6. That's not going to work so good for me to have the square footage or the square yardage there. That isn't going to work. So just keep that in mind. You know, that having a size there is a good idea. Supplier on this, I don't normally fill this out in front of a customer, the supplier. I just fill out, you know, this part, and then I put in the, you know, square footage price. So we're just going to say that this is in the store at $6.49 a square foot, carpet pad and install labor all included. I'm not positive if that's, you know, what it is. I'm just going to go with it here for presentation purposes. Okay, so now when we do it this way, then I don't put, again, I'm filling this out in front of a customer. I don't put in pad and install. The reason being is because we already have this price here. We have all that stuff. We're just filling this out so the customer can see everything they want, or everything that we are doing, or so that they can see it as it is. Okay, so now down here, we're going to put, we should probably go back to our measure and find out if we need to do removal. Let's see, we're going to remove and dispose of the old carpet and pad. And we've also got in here that we're going to need transitions to hard surface, which we'll figure out when we do the hard surface. And we've also got 9 hours of furniture moving. Remember, on these ones, you have to click on it and then try to scroll down to see if there's any more on it. You can't just be off it and click on it. So, okay, so we need to add, remove, and dispose. Okay, that's important. And then we'll check the other room and make sure. Yep, there it is again. Okay, so go back to here, and in the services line, we're going to put remove and dispose old and pad. Our quantity here is again going to be 588 SF, and our unit cost on this, or unit price, not cost, is 0.65. Again, everybody has different prices for their stores. Some removals are going to be 55 cents. You know, you just got to decide how that is, or you got to look at your pricing for your store. Okay, so we've got that. And then we had those transitions as well, which I'm actually going to put in when I do the hard surface instead. Okay, but we do need to put in this 9 hours of furniture moving. That's part of the carpet portion. So let's go ahead and put in furniture moving 9 hours at 75 bucks an hour. There we go. So we got $675 in moving, $382 in remove and dispose of old carpet and pad, and there's our carpet. Okay, excellent. So pretty much we're moving every piece of furniture in her house. That's why we're doing it this way. You know, there may be, you know, you may not do it by hour, you may do it by piece. I do it by hour sometimes if there's large parts of moving. It's just the easiest way to group everything together. So anyway, so that's the carpet portion of this. Now, you can either fill out a different one for the hard surface, or you can, you know, put it on this one as well. Usually I do it on a separate one for the customer just so they can see it, but we're going to continue to move on this same one for sake of ease. Usually I skip a line, and then I'll go back to the thing, and we'll start looking at the other ones here. Now, as you can see, I selected both rooms, and the reason why I did this is because I want this area of 75.5 square feet. Okay, so that tells me how much square footage I'm going to need minimum for these rooms. Okay, so now we're going to use the we're going to use a Carndine product here, 36 square feet per box. Okay, so we'll go Carndine. We'll just call it kt1. I'm just making up a number here. Now it said 75.5 square feet, but we all know carton size has to be brought into consideration. So if it's, what did I say earlier, 36 square feet per carton. So 75.5 divided by 36 gives us 2.09 cartons. So that's really close. But as anybody who knows, it's always better to have more than less. So we'll go 36 times 3 boxes gives us 108 square feet. So we'll put in 108 SF at, I think our Carndine is, or night tile, I don't know, 369-ish, somewhere in there. If it's wrong, I'm sorry, but that's the best. I'm just not going to look it up right now. Okay, so we got Carndine in there, and then other things that we need for Carndine. We need glue, or adhesive, I'm sorry. Adhesive. Okay. For this one, we're going to need to order a gallon, because it's, you know, we might have some in the back that we can pull, but, you know, we still have to charge for it. So a gallon of Carndine, you know, depends again on what your store is charging. We're not going to do grouted here, or design strips or feature strips. So let's see here. I'm just going to finish the product out, and then we'll I'm just going to finish the product portion of this, and then we'll finish this this video and go to the next one. So we've got Carndine, we've got the adhesive, and then we also need to do floor prep items. You know, if we need to floor prep, or if we're going to remove the if we're going to remove it, are we going to put in that stuff? So let's go ahead and take a look here and see if there's anything about floor prep in these. Click on that. It says remove and dispose of vinyl stick down, and we need to do floor prep. So remove and dispose of vinyl stick downs, well, that's, you know, probably going to need to be, oh, this is an apartment, that's right, so it's a concrete subfloor, so we can't put down 1/4 inch or anything, we just have to remove that vinyl stick down and do floor prep on it. Okay, so now we know that, and we also need 20 linear feet of vinyl cove in there. Okay, that's something I hadn't thought about. So remove and dispose of vinyl stick down again, 25 linear feet of base work, significant floor leveling, it says here. Now that's going to be a little bit more usually for that kind of stuff. So on our square footage of what's normally 108 square feet, let's see here. So if we need to do removal will be on the surfaces, sorry. So we need to do products. Vinyl cove. Okay, we needed 20 linear feet of that at $2 a linear foot. And that's just the product. And then we've got, and then on the other one, it was just base work. We were going to take it off and put it back on, so we don't have to do that. Yeah, so I think that's everything we needed for product. Let me just check one more time and make sure. Let's see here, nothing there. Yep, that's it. So everything else is going to be on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and I will continue here with video 2.